Hey everybody, it's Christy at Hooks and Horseshoes. Thank you so much for stopping by today. I truly appreciate it. Today I want to talk about some of my finished objects projects that I've completed over the past few months. The first thing I want to talk about is the collaboration that I'm doing with Victoria over at Alaska Craft Gal. I will link her channel in the description box below, along with any of the patterns that I talk about today. I will also link them down in the description box, so you can find them there. Okay, so the collaboration. The last project that we had chosen, or that got picked, was called the As We Go Stripey Blanket. I did start on it. I'll put some of those pictures here, and I did not complete it. I've talked to Victoria about this a couple of times. I explained the situation, and this was back toward the end of last year, so it's been a while. I had a lot of things going on in my personal life, and that particular pattern was not bringing me joy. Days would go by before I would pick it up because I just didn't want to pick it up. And so I frogged it. Like I said, I've talked to Victoria about it, and she completely understands and is in agreement. But her, like I said, I'll link her channel below, but her pattern, her blanket turned out so beautiful. It was just absolutely stunning. She did such an amazing job. But in place of that blanket, I did a different pattern. And it's called the Thistle Throw by Rachel Meissner, M-I-S-N-E-R. And you can find it over at Evelyn and Peter Crochet. And like I said, that will be in the description box below. This is the blanket that I made. It's probably more like a blanket size, a baby size blanket. Sorry, getting my words all twisted up. I need to slow down. I'm thinking faster than my mouth wants to speak. But I've already washed it, and this is the blanket. It's folded in half. And I realized after I got a good ways into it that because the goal was to use both cakes. I had two cakes, and this is the other one. And this is mandala tweed stripes, and the color is shooting star. But this is this pattern here, this yarn here. So I wanted to use both cakes, but what I didn't do, and which is what I'm terrible at, and I think I've mentioned this several times on this channel, is misjudging. I should have went wider. Like, it's kind of wide, it's a decent size, but I didn't. If I had have went with this same width with that second cake, it would have just been a really long, narrow blanket, and I didn't want that. So what I'll probably do is just make another blanket with that yarn, maybe a different pattern. But I love this pattern. Very easy, very simple, mindless. It's a row of double crochet, a row of granny stitches, and then a row of V stitches. And I don't know if there's any single crochet. No, there's no single crochet between the rows. At least I don't think they're supposed to be. It wouldn't surprise me if I just didn't read the pattern correct and be like, oh, that's what I missed. I don't think I did. Maybe, I'll have to look at the pattern, and if I did make a mistake by not putting a single row of crochet or single row between each row, I'll put it on the video. I'll, put it across the screen. Because now that I think about it, I feel like, you know what? I'll look it up when I do the editing, and I'll notate it. But this is the blanket. The burgundy, it's just burgundy yarn with some gray yarn, and I believe it was from Walmart's Mainstay yarn. This blanket has been washed a couple of times, and it's luscious. It's very flowy and nice. I like it. I like how it turned out. And I just edged it with, I think that's just a row of double crochet. So Yeah, turned out good. I liked it. And like I said, this took the place of the collaboration blanket that me and Victoria did or didn't do. I guess that's what I didn't do it. I did start it, and like I said, I got the pictures to show. But like it just I struggled with it at the time. There was so much going on, and so I just talked to her about it, and she's like, "Okay, you know what? Crochet's not supposed to bring stress." So, anyway, all right. So the next blanket it's just a moss stitch blanket, and I used Red Heart Super Saver stripes, and the colorway is Neon Stripes. This one also turned out unique. Well, not that the first blanket was unique, but this is the moss stitch with the neon stripes, Red Hearts neon stripes. I love how it turned out. I'll try to get a picture of it laying flat and share that in the video here. This is also probably more like a baby blanket or a young maybe, I don't know, in the single digits age. I mean, or you can just use it as a lap blanket. It's plenty wide enough and long enough, I would think, to just use it as a lap blanket. Anyway, I love how it turned out. It was not, you know, a lot of, I think, for me, like single crochet over and over and over and over gets like boring, and this is not that much different. You know, it's just single crochet with a chain, single crochet chain, and then single crochet chain. But I think because of the stripes, it stayed interesting for me. Like I couldn't wait to see how the stripes were going to end up. And that's how it ended up. It's really unique. Kind of like the 80s colors. You know, neon stuff was very popular back in the 80s. And I edged it, edged it with just the same thing. I think it's, what, 4 or 5 rows? I don't know. Maybe more. I can't tell. But this is my neon stripes blanket. Moss stitch blanket. Okay, and so that's number 2. This, well, I wouldn't even call this a blanket unless you use it for like a play blanket for a child with like their teddy bear or something like that. But this yarn was gifted to me from my co-workers last year due to the things that I was dealing with in my personal life. The pattern is called One Skein Baby Blanket by Marilyn Lucy. And I found this pattern in the Yarnspiration crochet pattern library on their website. I used Yarn Bee Sugar Wheel, and the colorway was Strawberry Swish. It's a mouthful. And it's very small. Like I said, I think it would be neat to use for like a play blanket or something for a teddy bear or a baby doll or something like that. And it's like the crisscross. The pattern is the crisscross double crochet. I don't know if you can see it, but it worked up quick as well. And I think there's single crochet between each row. So maybe this is the one that had the single crochet. But I'm still going to check that other pattern to see if I didn't mess up, because, you know, it wouldn't surprise me if I did. Anyway, so that's the 3 things that I wanted to talk about today. Well, I did mention that I had one, a blanket that I made, or a project that I made that I no longer have. I'll put that picture here, and that is the Briar Rose by Hooked on Sunshine. And that, I used the yarn that was in one of my last videos where I can't remember her name or her channel, but I'll put it down in the description box if you're interested. So, I think that's everything. I feel like I've talked about everything that I wanted to talk about. Thank you again for being here. I greatly appreciate it. If you haven't already subscribed, if you don't mind clicking that subscribe button down below, I really, truly would appreciate it. And I hope everybody has a wonderful day, and we will talk to you soon. Bye.